I have chosen Callum's stencil to perform a comparative study with one of the inspirational Shephard Fairey artworks that guided Callum's success and inspired him to create his own stencil. Callum's work includes many techniques and aspects such as huffing, a light watery wash, collage patterns, and a variety of stencils. The word wild is accompanied by a wolf howling under a moon. The moon presents a very strong connection, as in several fantasies, once a wolf howls under a moon, it turns into a werewolf. The wolf shows its true colors when it turns into a werewolf, as it is fully wild, which the word suggests. Therefore, it can be interpreted that the composition of all the features in this artwork symbolizes the opportunity to have freedom to truly express yourself. Callum could be trying to represent how you may be limited to self-express and can only express yourself under certain circumstances. In this artwork, the circumstance that allows self-expression is the moon, which is a green light for the wolf to turn into a wild werewolf as it aspires to be. On the other hand, us humans have other green lights that substitute for the moon and allow ourselves to express ourselves in a way that we would not under different circumstances. Callum tries to summarize that we should grasp the opportunity to show who we truly are and express ourselves freely. Other elements of the artwork include the dark black boundaries that offer contrast to the outstanding moon, as well as little droppings of white that are seen in the night sky that could symbolize stars or other things in the sky. Despite not being eye-catching, the blue center of the artwork blends well with the black borders of the artwork. Therefore, it can be seen that Callum's artwork has a very meaningful, although hidden message that is very well thought out and portrayed. Callum was inspired by Andre the Giant by Shephard Fairey, who derived his artwork from a wrestler named Andre the Giant, who was 7'4" and weighed a massive 520 pounds. Just like in Callum's artwork, Shephard Fairey uses a lot of stencils and collage patterns in this design to create the background of his artwork. He uses several layers of collages and builds them up so that the layer on top of each other looks like they are growing out of each other. The textures on the collage can also be seen on Andre the Giant's head, in the middle where there is no spray paint, thus creating numerous areas of white. The stencils used have been sprayed very darkly and not allowing much of the patterns below to come through, but this is used to define the main aspect of the painting, which is the character Andre the Giant. The color scheme is very limited, but together suit a theme of an older style poster, and all these elements together make a very strong image that has a unique theme. The images and text are strongly linked and are not to be interpreted, thus making the artwork more direct. The similarities between Callum's piece and Shephard Fairey's piece include the spray painting techniques, as both artworks use the method of huffing. They both also use collages in the background to create a more decorative and interesting design to support the focal points of the artworks. The words in Shephard Fairey's artwork and in Callum's work have strong connections to the focal point, although Shephard Fairey has implemented words that are more factual and direct, meanwhile Callum is open to more interpretation. Shephard Fairey's artwork also has a more limited color scheme in comparison to Callum's artwork. Even though Callum uses just 3 colors, the contrast used between the moon and the rest of the colors is very powerful and effective. Also, Shephard Fairey did not seem to use a wash in this painting, unlike Callum, who used a blue wash to establish the night setting and context of the wolf. Callum's work was focused on a lot of spray painting, while Shephard Fairey focused on using collages to build up the background. In spite of the borders being the same color, the border thicknesses are different, as Callum uses a thicker background as a vital element in his painting to establish the context and create a night sky for his artwork. Meanwhile, Shephard Fairey's borders are simply just borders. This texture in Shephard Fairey's artwork seems more rough as the collages are more evident, although Callum's texture is more smooth as the collages are overshadowed by the spray paint. Overall, I believe that Callum has created a very powerful piece that has minimal faults, thus displaying a high degree of skill, planning, and thought process. Many people might suggest that Callum should add more contrast to the central areas of his artwork, although I believe that should be kept the same due to creating the night atmosphere, setting, and context that Callum wants. Something that Callum could improve on is making the word wild stand out more. The word currently blends in with its surroundings, which are all dark colors. Therefore, Callum could have done more to define the word by either implementing different colored borders or spraying the word with an entirely different color. Another improvement considering the word is that it restricts the audience to interpretation. They have to interpret what wild means in the artwork and its connection to the other elements. Callum could slightly change the statement so that it reads, "Be wild," therefore being more inspiring and promoting self-expression, or the act of being wild, as the artwork suggests. Overall, I believe that Callum's artwork shows that he engaged in a thoughtful process with good execution of his plan, although with minor improvements, Callum's artwork can be even better.